What was the real city? Baby, I yet draw no, you may be African country. If you say you won't say, and Quaffo, how am I? I'm for. Men are catching out. Boba. Say, Maria, woman. Denmark crowd say Yakakra. Belgium, or mine to say Belgium. Ghana buying to be called Maya. Or Maya 7 million. A hawk of Bobby. Yeah, 30 million. Who's it, Jimmy? Or Maya, when we have 7 million, 8 million. We have my Belgium for 10. Mammy Google, Obian for the phone. Or do you Google the population of Belgium, ma'am? Ma'am. Belgium population. I say the population of Belgium. Odoko.
Conclusion has come.
Say only 11.6 million. 11.69 million. Belgium a call money pa. Say, Omadru 11 million. Fancy we 12 million. Yeah, 30 million. Now, in the 30. I call the 11 was yeah, Jimmy, Mama and Bosia. Shortly there will be a civil unrest in this country. Say I'm penny for an Tanasian Obao. What to come as away or bar? Maybe they'll be throwing who. Sister, hey, would that? Where are your bar? What do you police for him? The youth of this country must arise and it must be now. The youth of this country, we must arise. And it must be now. Answer. Because this is a very beautiful girl. The one federal minister. Hear him? But you see, Okuta Kenyan flag.
Conclusion has come.
Making sure that you will not eat our future. You have to protect our future. Eh? What's the police in Wayam Mobile? What did the police need to be here? Eh? Men are catch up. You were posted for baby will come ha. Omuko Besiamo and somebody. Police in Bakubi. Na our my 7. Abai by no man post no time no koto baby. Say damn shiano. Why kakraka na fu ina adoa. Na be say police officer. Why say fu? Na be dey no betu betu mirika. Ye wi bia ma ne bia di. Eti why dudu. But one of the youth this sir. Omuko omachi. Wo ye be ma fa nsaka no. Wo ye be ma fa nsaka no. Ghana meburu say na sese ye sha ase ye. Ensuring the old baby no so. Ba obesan ba. Den na obeye. Omanya yetimu sese ya me no kasai no. Eniema akoso no ehu chen Kenya. Yen yaji en COVID-19 levies no mame. Na pe oba na dabi mami Kenya MP oba na ne efra no. Give me that video. Listen to the woman. Na aya sign language papa no. Monya no picture also then. Now on chem.
I'm glad that I have. And I thank you for the opportunity to also, with my colleagues, oppose this motion. Mr. Speaker, I've heard a colleague use the book of Nehemiah to prosecute her support of this motion. But what exactly did Nehemiah say when he was urged to retreat? What was Nehemiah's decision when people were trying to distract him from his work? Mr. Speaker, Nehemiah said, I am doing a good work and I cannot come down. And that's what Gen Z are also saying to the executive and to members of parliament, that they are doing a good work, standing up, speaking for themselves and for their colleague young men and women who are out in the streets, Mr. Speaker. and they cannot come down. And neither should we in this Senate. How can we go on a recess? Why are we going on a recess? We have just come from a 3-week recess period, Speaker. Why do we need 2 more weeks to reflect? This is a house of reflection, and we have to do it while we're sitting in these seats and when we're speaking in these microphones. That's what we're here to do. Parliament stands to represent its people. Parliament, Mr. Speaker, does not close to run away from its people. I want to urge and persuade those who have not spoken yet to also concur in opposing this motion because of respect for the young men and women who have lost lives, who are now muted because they cannot speak.
I want to cry.
Due to yesterday's horrifying scenes, we can't go home. Are we trying to say that renovations of windows and offices are more important than speaking for bloodshed and lives lost yesterday? We cannot, Mr. Speaker. And I, as a young person, as the first young person speaking to this motion, as a youth in this house, I am speaking for the youth who are outside of this house.
I want to cry.
We cannot go on a recess. It is wrong, and it would be completely insensitive to do so. Mr. Speaker, darkness fears democracy. I rarely wake up in the morning wishing for my eyesight to be restored, but what a sight to be able to behold. This last week had me aching with desire to see my fellow youth in the most spectacular display of patriotism, camaraderie, and putting up a first-rate masterclass on demanding that governments be held to account for the entire world to see. And yes, they have seen. But unity, Mr. Speaker, has been violently gunned down in the streets, not by men, but by monsters who have no concern for human life.
Captain Smart.
Although this government has demonstrated that lifeless Kenyan bodies are not to take precedence over their punitive finance bill, young Kenyans have looked their oppressor dead in the eye and shown them that when it comes down to the wire, there are only 2 times to be brave: when you feel like it and when you don't. My profound disappointment with the current government and its forceful assault on crowds of innocent youth, Speaker, by its nefarious police officers who have gone rogue on unarmed young citizens peacefully exercising their constitutional right towards an uncaring, a corrupt, and wasteful government in their eyes that has turned its back on them cannot be emphasized enough, Speaker. The brute force used against young, unarmed protesters reveals the operating system built into the fabric of today's government. And when they kill us, Speaker, they're killing themselves. The arrogance from some of these top government officials has been outrageously condescending to young people, disgusting and reminiscent of narcissistic abuse. You call us wankers and clueless children of plunderers. Then you say you're proud of us for making our voices heard peacefully. Then abduct defenseless children using state machinery and escalate a peaceful demonstration of young people with phones, twigs, and water bottles in their hands into barbaric scenes of bloodshed. Young people, Mr. Speaker, were not out to kill. In fact, I was here on this premises yesterday when everything set off. And whilst I was separated from my security guard, Mr. Speaker, I also saw another member of parliament from the National Assembly who is a wheelchair user, who voted yes to the finance bill, also having been separated from his team and his aides and bodyguard. He was stranded, Mr. Speaker, couldn't run, couldn't hide in his wheelchair. And you know what happened when those kids entered this premises? 3 young boys saw this member of parliament who voted yes for the finance bill, and instead of reprimanding him, instead of reading him their minds, giving them a piece of their minds, they actually carried this member of parliament in his wheelchair to the tunnel so that he can go and seek refuge across in Bunge Towers. And then the 3 boys ran back and joined their fellow comrades. That's what happened. These kids don't operate in mendacity, Mr. Speaker. They are moral youth who are just trying to get their voices heard. So this peddling of a message or narrative that these youth are evil, they are killers and criminals. They're not. That is completely misguided and untrue. Why don't these policemen punch in their own weight class, Mr. Speaker? That's my question. I've been asking myself, would they come into Parliament and try and abduct or take on Aledama or Lekina? Would they be able to have the balls to come and abduct and violate the safety of Samson Cherargei? They wouldn't, Speaker, because they know that all they're doing is showing a brute force, using their shields and using their armor and using their artillery, pouring it on young defenseless Kenyans. And you know, clinical psychologists will tell you that narcissists will first love bomb you, then they'll manipulate
thank you.
Then they'll gaslight you into believing their lies.
What's it? What's it say? Nipa. What shed the socha? Oh, sorry. Hey, there be a catch up say ye boo mine, ye mbu political party. Well, baby, I didn't know. It is going and coming to happen here in this country called Ghana, and it will be very soon.
Of morning shows.
We, the youth, we will pour out on the streets of this country very soon, maybe before elections. Mark it somewhere. Why do you not say? Yes, bro. Why do you not say yes, bro? Yes, bro. Wapa, mamembo pi. Neshe mebuna. Bebe fi enim hasisia. Opa jime chinje. Na men kasa womra. Once I maybe catch us a member whistle. You think I've forgotten? I haven't forgotten. Sadi ebu mine. Pacho say ni ebu on mine ana. Hey, Earth Road. Peter, Earth Road. I will sit down we are. Earth Road na yadi Earth. You say Earth. Yadi. Just about 3 weeks ago, na 570 Ghana cedis. And ra yebusaya 1,420 Ghana cedis. Just 3 weeks ago, I did a movie from 550 Ghana. I could do over 1,400. Yes, a copper rod, 12 baby. How can we live in such a country? And then, Ubenya Kufadu Nebusia Fobi, et me atam $2 million, a beer restaurant, and the man girlfriend, and a girlfriend, our cantonments. What Benya Kukudro, et me our program, not say, Sam Obano, my girlfriend, and me Donald, my man restaurant, $2 million. A boy, we are saying, men near time no one, no, ya. Na, a mepunu gukroyi munya juma nya. Mewa, yes, see. Eh? When we are MPs no, Amado Mokoro help Omusro. Eh? Ghana MPs no yado Mokono. Ghana MPs no call you no Moko Kenya. I want no Mokono. Akwa we na chi say John Kuma pa o. Enso nyo no a. We di poison ewu. John Kuma di poison ewu. Bisa wuntumi oya we. Kano kura kire mo amose ya no oya. Eh? Ena omo de Ghana MPs ko mo ba no asem na omo beka he. Omo se Ghana ye parliament ho no. Any exit point to me exit point mponchi. Mponchi, mo pay exit point. Na mo bokro no a, mo nya exit point adwane. Ye beba bachi mo agua mo heavy.
Someone ana someone.
Mo pay exit point. E dey akwan. Mo pay exit point akwan. Baby exit point waru kura wa ko baby e do fa e. Ye do doje. Ye do dware. Ye beba beton wo parliament ho. Na me da sante hinase. Bag bin kwasra no. Miura nyame hira.
Listen to
Asante hini mu aburu. Osi dembe pa na wa parliament wo bia peso ko. Ade wo so wo kwasom. Me de pa da wo. Obia peso ko. Bia pempie Peter onya obedi. Eko. Member of Parliament for the Dodio constituency. Eko. Obi anya obedi. Otu for se dem pa na wo. Dem pa na wo a bosha MPC nim sa bosha ya me she bintimi ndiso. Ba na o hye sa bono. Asante ni ya me sha miwura. Hwe ebusuan yi. Yes, say, when we betu lithium, Peter, ewo, Infantsman constituency no. Parliament kura emma wo mutu bi kratawo. Ba wo start dwirim crofo banch ne bode tugu. Me wo ba for me the second betwitwa me catch your plane. Wa wo ye be ma na ya fosoro ho. Me the second betwitwa to said nam. So wa bodama. Abai ma madwuma nyei. Me de me widi ado afuo yesi abetu lithium na ye dream afuo tugu na komo debe wuntua be kapre me say mo amo afuo ho no obi ammo ne seka no ho adan amene ben no adan na mutete ni pasa abai we say or the 150 million Ghana cedis e de kotete ekwan or the kopache potholes, but what kinds of ask? Say, yes, they can't account for 59 million Ghana cedis out of the 150 million.
Maya.
Pothole na, akufa, say, oh, say, me catch us, say, action speaks louder than words. Mr. Who share baby or Australia, on to me show him straight, no, Australia, wabodam, and did men did a chin that bema bia, we your bar, what to we a bema, what to ono bonko mo sere te se de kote menim wo kam 3 achi na o sere don't me show dem sere na wajimi mendi na chi obekum mama mestiano obekum me kacha na ye dig krofuafuo ye say krofua japade e won Infantsman constituency MP to Yeah, first say MC or woman render woman na hopeless. Ophelia, also engagement in the crowd. Continue, MC or buy, want to be in country. And yes, I want to be in KBBO, but want to be in country. MC no man, Infantsman, want to be in Yahweh. It don't know which Ghana Hakra mining law Nankasa Kurano, it does not empower our district assemblies. I have said it and let me repeat. And it will surely happen. If I were the president, we will stop mining in this country for 2 years. Say Ghana, you 2 years ago, they were 2%. If you can't give me 45%, leave my gold. Yeah, the better. If I were the president, Nana Addo, besides what didn't I tell him? Ewo Nima. Many Franken and a corner on one afraid and say Yamra. No person who at the Kuna Shemi Mua, the Wasa Kukudrono. Now what try us or be one the Kuna Shemi Agufado. Now bomb to someone person want the Kuna woman Mua. Emma me bo do. As someone means so can make cancer. Rebecca Akufo-Addo say, you are the kind of journalist we need in this country. Auntie Becky, today, am I the same kind of journalist you need? Auntie Becky? Am I still your darling boy? Because that time I was helping your husband to become president so you can be first lady. Am I still your darling boy? Wow! Ediane mbu ambo afuoma. eti omanya ye wo mu sei ya ye ti mu sei no o ka ye se o ka asem no se de tie de mendi ata meyew me na me ka kire wo ene na nkrofo ka se Kwame Nkrumah no oya emre bi na Kwame Nkrumah oko AU conference kojobo otuo gbadema kwaku ba ko papa omo che ne tena ase se wujafo ye strew ene ko ya wo ko nkodi wo watem o se me kwa amara mo kwa mayi ya anwo mo kwa mayi ya anwo na mmasam ne yedi wa Africa had aza ye no nye ami kan sa mo nkyere wo me meyew me njai nti be ntu before don't waste your credit and call me njai if you say national security tedie I'm say one account unedited unaudited yeah audited it's a national security budget auditor bi anko ho say ya me no ka say then the national security you guys cannot account for over 67 million Ghana cedis yes you scan away say yeah auditor then who say 67 million ayira eso bi awia onua obi awia omanya wutima chief of staff from opare oyoba over $1 million of interest every day $1 million and the from opare office say spend chief of staff office interest a day we can in aboma $1 million spend omanya ye ni factory omanya ye ni hospital omanya ye ni clinic omanya ye ni roads chief of staff office our kwenso disika $1 million a day in interest no spend do you have a catch up Cecilia dapa on the 1 million we pay no anye no onyo ba oye kwakwen mboa sisi kope 10 million kwato dem ho. But we will come after you guys. It will shock you. 80 chief of staff office in Kwano, $30 million a month. Yeah, and maybe chief of staff will be to Kwen Kumasi. When you say chief of staff, no, Kwen Ye Kumasi. Or Friday. Saturday, so, Sena. Impress no every day until Saturday Sunday come. Now what me atam sika to come from Nkran. And the chief of staff Ukumasi. Dan come on call for Saturday and Sunday there and Peter. Saturday there na koi. Omo san omo chi bae. Cars ni na san na chi bae. Esan be fa Sunday there. Ese twa another kwan shi petrol. Esan the car no koi. Na ba konya accident. Bibini au. You can't no kwasa mo kyerɛ mo a mo se Captain Smart di atam na Captain Smart mu de na Captain Smart no ya meyew me njai o so woni mam me di president ne esa me ye wa meyew mem ebe ka wa kuma because tie so we spend such an amount of money president aswe we mu di 3 billion a year. 3 billion Ghana cedis a year. If in 2019, ever, 4.5 billion, 4.5 billion, 4.5 every year. Budget a presidency no. Enti shediye, I mean chawade sika akufado. Presidency ni president office wopewu. First ibiano and supplementary budget nka ho. Nana Addo bedi president kane 2017 7th January budget Womoko kan state of the nation's address ni nyama inawie no sika core office of the president 3.1 billion 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8
sika
eti wo de yen rounding up 2017 18 19 20 3 billion 12 billion billion ubo 12 and now the zeros mako 9 e de aka ho 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 12 billion sika Ghana twakoma akufado say ontena Jubilee House no undi.
Sika empe dede.
Then first said 2020 that dollar no cry saying. 2020 that dollar no saying cry. Is it 6 or 7? I menkai but what the 4 times for 12 billion divided. You had 7 kura. Divided by 7. But your phone divide 12 billion by 7. 2020 that dollar do 7 cities. But I mean my tomb said about yes can be from the one show. From 2017, basic 2020, Sika Ghana bank try di ye wo Jubilee House $2 billion. Men I make catch now. Every year near the 3 billion Ghana cedis and an echo 3 billion 2017, 3 billion 2018, 3 billion 2019, 3 billion 2020. 3 times 4 saying 12. Divided 12 by 7. Sika said they call IMF kwaje ye more mine. Now buying we to be blow $2 billion in 4 years. Now we are what nam IMF say ko pe wunni was 3 billion.
Money does not lie.
Say ya me no ka say. Every year from 2020 ba every year 3.6 billion Ghana cedis and a year budgeter e call the office of the president. E ho ye che bro. Ye chalowote. Then you have Akufo-Addo office war on the Baumia. Then Kwan Omoye office of the president 3.5 billion. Yeah. 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Any 3.5 billion times 4. 14 billion.
2024 years.
14 billion Ghana cedis. That is the amount of money you the core office of the president. Wabra Ministry of Agric, our budget into 7 billion. Na common new.
2020, 2024 years for Nana.
2020. You can't some papa to the Ghana for. You see, I know you have what you for machine for phone. Google budget to the office of the president. You na Google. Budget allocation to the office of the president.
2020, 2024 years for Nana.
Go check it. Them board. Now you sorry ya. Now you broke cash. You broke cash. Time na Mahama tia konya so. You say Mahama the 700 million Ghana. 2013, Mahama na budget or medical office of the president. Now you do 600 million Ghana. Adi amede ye Mahama no. Me donya me. Ono a board in sem mame. Akufo-Addo blow over 1 billion Ghana cedis every year. 80 share. Mame fa 1 billion Ghana enye calculation de ma. 1 no abo zeros makoma 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Divided by 12. Every month biano, Nana Addo office, we mudi 83 million. 83.3 million Ghana cedis every month, office of the president. 83. 83. But another 3 come. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 83.3 million Ghana cedis divided by 30. Every day, our office of the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo office, Omudi 2.7 million Ghana cedis every day. 27 billion and Omudi every day.
Of morning shows.
December 2024, we Ghana mo budget na mo sa mo kind of foriato sa hwan ko kan ye no. Sa akwa no. This year, Sika Akwa office of the president Omadi Real One more sans akwa parliament akobi se sika foforo no 2.74 billion Ghana cedis. Budgetary estimate for the Office of Government Machinery for the year ending. The Office of Government Machinery no yankwasi aborofo. The Office of the President. Eko Akufo-Addo office.
The king of morning shows.
Enko baby ya. Eti hwade o. For phone, bo figure na that TV no 2 0 7 4 8 8 2 7 say 1 6 4. But for phone no, for calculator, yenye calculation. Sika Akufo-Addo di won in office ho no no. Na ye be calculation no. 2 0 7 4 8 2 7 1 6 4. This money 2024. Sa sika we ya de ma Akufo-Addo. Sika obedi to 31st December 2024 no. Sika omudi no. Ye ka sam chama, madwen yon say, kasa na ye pene ye mu ade, me bu ade pa. Divide sa sika we by 12. Chese bosumi bia no. Bosumi ba akupe o. Akufo-Addo office ho. Wo mudi 172.9 million Ghana cedis every month. Aya 172.9 billion cedis. No mudi no bosumi bia wo Office of the President. Sika omudi ni. Ye ko school no atwumu ka kire yen say edru 9 di obetumi around in the app ba na ye 1 mwa. Into 173 million Ghana cedis a day every 1 month. Every month. 173 1 2 3 4 5 6 divided by 30. Say ya me no ka say this year every day that Krubiano Nana Addo office odi 5 million Ghana cedis.
Captain Smart, the king of morning shows.
Yay. Office of the President. Presidency every day womudi 5 million Ghana cedis.
Captain Smart, the king of morning shows. Listen to the king of morning shows.
Sikano enye 20 748 27164 divided by 12. And away 172,902,263.66666. Ebeden yen ko hell. 666 na Akufo-Addo akofa ba. Sa 666 na mo pede na Akufo-Addo akofa be sam ho no. Oh, Nana Addo on there 666 no kwa 3. Nana Addo ama 6. Ghana for be kwaburu sam jemu ntamo. Are 666 3. Nana Addo wasama 3 so aka sama 7 atoso. Chese wo be kwaburu sam jemu akwatena zongo. Asia. Ye Kenyan se sam che Ghana for a mo sori mo say hey Captain Smart no ya. Ade we nyansa wom. How can you tell me that Office of the President just 1 month? Asia, just 1 month. Just 1 single month. Nana Addo office, they did 172 million. Bosumi biya. Divide Sasika no, ubenya 5.7 million. Every day. Edu me mereda Nana Addo kwa year, odi 5.7 million Ghana cedis. Kwesiada, how the way osiko di communion. Sadi di communion. Ha, she's a video, ma'am. Na yere Rebecca Krakata da no. Nana Addo di communion want to so be why dry fast in 3 days.
What to banks? Yes, I come here, Mrewa, Yama, Yasuma, Yama.
Sadi di communion. As I will odia check.
Wait.
Ya can't some check Ghana for. What's the Captain Smart? I know ya. For document to so. For to so. Nana Addo, send you di communion.
The bibini grab it, do we ask?
Where bonsoir. Communion cap. Ya can't some check Ghana. Many bra bring this year and wow. Hey, for Rebecca bra. Rebecca katana no he. For ye bi no he. On person obi kura ewuraba. On person obi akura be hu so ori bibi. A lady say per excellence or say par excellence or say whatever. Hey. President di community said odi acheke. Because every day 5.7 million Ghana cedis no mudi one in office. Me patro for parliamentary document no to mo bia nhwe bi. Fa brofo tenten nya we dey say wa kam baku bi no fa document ni na to no bia hu. Sir, office of the president. Who the sika ente say call office of the president? I mean, why? Somebody should tell me why. How can you tell me that the office of the president alone will spend it? And a dahono. Teriye. Shadi daho. The office of the president, in particular, their budget is being increased by over 100% from 2023 to 2024. So what exactly are they going to do in 2024? Where am I, America? Is it the election? Is it the reason they have budgeted so much? The office of the president alone, their goods and services alone is 450 million Ghana cedis in a year. Goods and services. Goods and services na nyahi aduane ka ho. Wo mo mponko. Mponko na Jubilee House ho. Mo mponko. Na efrum mponko, efrum be. Onu kro be or the 450 million. Bedidi. What country are we living in? Who can be more be the MPP? No, so I can quite see some. Sadia Bumai. Office of the president alone every day 5.7 million Ghana cedis, 57 billion. Me na me prepare document no. Parliament. Every day, 5.7 million Ghana cedis. On my winning factory. Hey, Opa Busaje Kufo, Mamu Fian, Mumu Solman. A baby castle, me move for your friend, and Fino. Me can and them what? Come on, look me. Me can hear. Where come to look me? Eh? Me die, me die. From them should I say this? Meja. From them fee. Kwame say, Captain, and then I am so far saw. I say, hey, I didn't know. And I didn't call from Kakrano. I'm called by one as a chief. Hwɛ Kufuor ho de ntia me pɛ papa na asɛm ne sɛ ɛmfa ho ne din a wo de bɛfrɛ no he will be so humble yɛne Kufuor kɔ sinchem ɛwɔ bie mboa na odikro de nkan ne sɛ dikro ni president odikro ɛkura bi ase adan ɛwɔ sinchem so fine no it's not sinchem ɛnyɛ sinchem Ewo be a one yes in Jim. Croda Yakwana President for share red. Mr. Francis Poku said, would tell me about to send him message. Or share red, a woman necessary red and a share white. No, not share red top. Oh, I've forgotten the town. Or Henry Aquada Ketua Fia, Aquada Yabusa Yakruno so hino. Yes, we did 17 years. Or GSS 3 cra, I no coach exams. Na President Kufuor Koto. Na wachiano. Odikru. Akufo-Addo nam de ne benkum ka kire na ma hene se sore na minchia. Na yeti krum ha na yeso so sansem fun we so because he president. No bet ba ka choche hene so che hene sore no nchia no. Oche hene oyema hene chen mankasi ma hene. Oche hene oyema hene chen gonja hene. Ha? Oche hene oyema hene chen soga kope oyema hene chen mepe hene. Na wudu obi kroma a wedu nsabom kuma ka kire na the bodyguard ni theater said that the same I was say monsare na say mahene sorry free na konwa so asa we chia mahene we chia president na ya tikrom ha na so sansam fu we so wo ka ya se wu mu ade sa na ebu man 5.7 million Ghana cedis o temiye 5.7 million Ghana cedis. Eti yam money times 7 na what should be a sika akufa do di woni office o sa sika we 5.7 million 600 that's no kura mempe sa 600,000 Ghana na shechire ho no mempe 5,700,000 times 7 na what should be a Nana Addo office Omudi 39.9 million Ghana cedis every week. Jenhu. Hey, sesi ameka say, omo de grata be ba bonten. And the workers wo ho, yetu omoka. Post for the omo nya workers. We are then na obi a o clean Jubilee House. Jubilee House contract me 15 million Ghana cedis. Cleaner or cleaning Jubilee House, the contract a year, 15 million Ghana. Money ne gu ho. Money ne gu office dim. Obetibini. Ni pano cleaning ho no otibini. Oya former youth organizer bi yere. Ne ku ndi es ne dikan. Ewum to aso. Sana ye bumai. Somebody should tell me. Say ni ebu o mayana. Say na what should be no office of the president. Umudi 49 million Ghana cedis. No, sorry, 39.90, 40 million Ghana. Aka 1,000 Ghana. Na Akufo-Addo office every week, Monday to Sunday. No, mwedi 40 million Ghana cedis. Okay, yen divide 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sen crofo mo ye adwuma office of the president no mo ye 2,000. 1, 2, 3. Che say nipa bi o ye adwuma office of the president bia mo ye 2,000 a bosumi bia etuo bia 20,000 200 million. Sa 40 million Ghana cedis we no Nana Addo ne ba umia chief of staff Minister of State at the presidency, or medical bills in Kawehu, and na yakufo zarum. Omo cars and kahun. Fuel and kahun. Omo accommodation and kahun. Say kura di aba beto me say omo say ministers no pillows na omo daso no. Afi ma menka na wo yemo nhwe. Ministers na omo Ghana ha sesia no. They are fighting over pillows. Na po kahun. Na poso a minister, another minister. Me Amedu Chum. Education minister, oka ho. Ministers are now fighting over pillows. When we see pillows na ye na ye to latest form no, and no mo da so na mo kon ye omo ya. Eti ye adwene ho se ye kokra pillows. Abrega na ministers ye kokra pillow. Sumiye. Asantefo beka sumiye. Fanti beka sunzi. Ye kokra pillows abre ministers. Na we na me yewa, wo se manu ya. Wo kokra pillow abre minister abeda so. Because ye pillows wo mo da so na mo kon ye me ya, wo mo ye won ya. But obi yare. Ye de na to ambulance na koyi na hwe gu muram obi maame e ma na wu. Na president office every single day 5.7 million Ghana cedis. And ye dinu. Se si ya no pay. Nana Addo oko office be 9 o'clock. Because why emre. Won ka se omo ya we. Obe won panie ne be wie no. No why na time ko. Obedru office 9. Say only engagement to be a door swan. Watch your office are 5. Asoroko wakoda. From 9 to 5. 5.7 million. No more DAV. One day, that crope. Maybe said an animal him for Ghana. I didn't know my idea. You're a Santini. Eh? What Dauro me nyado? Any dear consumo consumura. What Dauro me brew. Eh? And yam me, nya, I him quabi to send me. Nesabi a brew. Match said the achame, by Yura, yes, throw any dear quans. What Dauro ma, Casacacrama and why? Yes, throw. Wait, dear. Yes, throw. Gonja hene, yes, throw. Gamanche, yes, throw. Eh? What do we need to form a shadia? When we say Queen Elizabeth, why clean up exercise for landing there? Maybe we say Ghana for us. King Charles. When we say we sorry akofa praye, say or kwa bontin akọ Prada. Where who be that? Patro mo anyi no mo nka bi jre. Da ben na we say Queen Elizabeth. We organize clean up exercise so cleaning landing. Da ben na say King Charles. Was sorry, was share Lacoste, Asher jeans, Asher trainers. Why are you going? Your Royal Majesty? Was it? Yeah, quite got him. Abanya, you wanna born to an extent, say, Otum 40 got him. My government just so quite got him. And then a Ghana for your PSO, HSL leadership by example. Hey, young guys, I had to be a woman in Jay. Say Otum for kwafa shovel kwati Guatemala leadership by example. Gamanche say flyers nam gamanche organize clean up gamanche kwati Guatem. Where any leadership by example abayina Jimmy. Sa abayini nimnyansa and ka president can say Accra will become the cleanest city in Africa no. Ka by now aye clean enti gamanche on kwati Guatem gamanche be ko school. Akoma lectures. Eti Otum 40 Guatem, Gamanche beti Guatem. Na ye fi say leadership by example, abayina Jimmy Ntra. Say nyansa wa abayina tirimu a king is a king. A king is a king. Eti Queen Elizabeth, what is our kwati Guatem da? Hey, Belgium, omo ahimfo. Belgium, they have kings in Belgium. Small nation, 11 point something million people. Even their kings, omo nti Guatem. When your leadership by example, be amobi anka henchane enti.
Listen to the king of morning shows.
Gamanche, ye bebo am wati Guatem. Me my baby. Ye ina ye beba beti Guatem. Ba wuni ma dia Gamanche ye. Wachira aban ne say, what that Ghana for? What that Ghana for?
Of morning shows.
Oka tren say Accra will become the cleanest city. When to be an yentimi ya Gamanche. Me ba ye be mkru mate. That is what it means. Inti Canada Japan can say MPP4 a Jimmy for stupid party Canada Japan omwa mama sa video no last na menko there be chance am babo bi be kata aso no mama Canada Japan video no tie no o say onim de ntikro belong to that party MPP4 Jimmy MPP4 Jimmy
stupid snafo pa my Jimmy MPP4 Jimmy me who be stupid people. I don't know why I belong to that political party. My Jimmy MPP for Jimmy, me who be stupid people. I don't know why I belong to that political party.
Me da say memobium.
Personal guessing, Pem. This time guessing applications on the banner.
Hey, GH boy. GH boy, when you? Why are they? You've succeeded calming me down. Why are they? Why are they? Say what's for? Yeah, you're my your political party. Intimate sremo. Any day kwaso. Ye nyina no. Ye mbie ya no na ye nkasa. If you say one kasa na ye tisi abonten a, that they won't be nkoton ade wodwemu. Kenya, shops yatum enra omo presidential jet omo kotwe jatum omo ahye ne dwene bi
Yadwene mu wo.
sir president ne say waton ade ne $200 na mom sika ye de fa plane dada no akoto atwene no $2 million umodam waton ade everade e before there eti ya be kwa heaven pa Yankopon ma mu sa question we na me yakwanko papa Yankopon dem pa na ade bo bibi ni mpa cho ka kire ya no pe he bibi ni sofo yin na ojimi bibi ni so ya sofo a onyin no na ojimi ewe aka kire so sa na osom ne tie na asuafo no wo mo bre Peter onyin wanjimi Bartholomew wanjimi eti kroma ha na press bi sofo akwakura enyansafo mo wo he okasai onyin na ojimi onyin ye wie ne ekobusa no se dem ye text message mon sempa
Onua.
Nsemfa. Shafas. Pacho Momra.
Yadwene mu wo.
Momra.